step on the street, just
get run down.
yeah, be a little careful out there. You don't mind. I hate to go back to Memphis.
You'd have to cross the road.
Yes. That's something I want to do.
This is the this is the actual hardware store that Elvis's mother bought Elvis's first guitar.
We hometown folks. And I'm a friend of Mike Freeman's, and Mike's a friend of mine. I've been knowing Mike for 5 years, and he's probably the best group that there is. I mean, best travel agent that there is.
Here's your 20. Thank you.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I sent some people up there. I don't think I gave them your card and everything.
Well, thank you.
Did anybody contact you about doing a Sun Studios and all that?
No, not yet. You never know about
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
They might not.
They were going to. I told them to call you because you were as knowledgeable or more knowledgeable than anyone up there.
Yeah.
But Elvis came in our store in 1945. He was 10 years old. I've got a little cold, folks, so just bear with me. He was 10 years old when he came in. He came through that front door. He walked on this same floor that you're standing on, and he stopped in front of this counter. The reason he stopped in front, they came in to buy him a bicycle. He was with his mother Gladys. The reason that he stopped in front of this counter was because he spotted a .22 rifle hanging on that wall up there where the poster is, where the Elvis Presley poster is. And Elvis decided that he wanted the rifle instead of the bicycle they came for. Well, his mother said, no, you're not going to have the rifle. So little Elvis got real upset and started pouting and crying because his mama wouldn't buy him the rifle. Well, there was a man standing back here where I am right now, and his name was Forrest Bobo. So Mr. Bobo was trying to think of something to calm Elvis down. Well, there just happened to be a guitar on this top shelf in this showcase, this right up in here. So Mr. Bobo opened the door, he reached in and pulled the guitar out, and he handed it to Elvis, and Elvis took the guitar and strummed it and played with it a little bit. And his mother looked at him and said, Elvis, I'll buy you the guitar if you'll take the guitar. So Elvis played with the guitar for a few more minutes, and he turned to his mother and he said, yes, ma'am, I'll take the guitar. This is what Mike likes. Actually, what I like to tell people is, I believe I had my eyes closed, didn't I?
Yeah.
Actually, what I like to, okay. Actually, what I like to tell people that Elvis turned to his mother and he said, that's all right, Mama. That's all right. but you know, Mike knows he didn't say that. But
well, he could have.
He did later. But the fact is that Gladys,
Yeah, he did.
the fact is
9
that
years
Gladys
later.
did buy her son Elvis his first guitar standing on that floor in front of this counter at Tupelo Hardware in Tupelo, Mississippi. And we like to think that musical history was made right at this spot. I like to think of the birthplace as being the cradle of rock and roll, and I like to think of Tupelo Hardware as kind of jump-starting rock and roll at a young age, because Elvis did grow up to be the king of rock and roll.
He was here at 10, 19, he started his career. That's just 9 years.
9 years,
That's not
yeah.
much
You
time.
think about that. That really, you know, I like to think we played a little part in it, you know.
Yeah.
But I have been so fortunate to have seen Elvis live in concert 3 different times. The first time I saw him was in 1957 in Hawaii. My dad was in the Navy and we were stationed over there, and Elvis came over and did a concert at Schofield Barracks, which was the Army base over there. And my mother and my brother and I went to that concert in 1957. I was 16 years old and Elvis was 22. And it's the best thing I'd ever seen in my life. I mean, at 16 years old, rock and roll, you know, rock and roll. That's what we did. And Elvis was just, it was just great. It was Elvis, it was Scotty Moore, it was DJ Fontana, it was Bill Black, and the Jordanaires. And I became an Elvis fan and have been ever since. Our next station, the next station after Hawaii, they sent us to Naval Air Station Memphis. I met my wife in Memphis. Her grandfather actually started this hardware store in 1926. It's like I'm being groomed to do what I'm doing right now. But we met and we got married in 1968. And together we saw Elvis at the University of Alabama in Tuscaloosa, Alabama in 1971. Elvis is now doing his Las Vegas style show, opened with the music from Space Odyssey 2001, the jumpsuit, the karate, the scarves, the cape, just absolutely electrifying. And that was my wife's first and my second. And then we saw Elvis together at the Mid-South Coliseum in Memphis, Tennessee in 1974, March the 20th, 1974, which was I have come to find out that was a very famous concert. That was a recorded live concert. It was, and he made a record album out of it. And have you got that?
Yeah.
That? You got it on the vinyl?
Album, isn't it?
Have you got it on the vinyl?
Yes.
Okay, with a picture of Graceland on the right, yeah. I like to tell people that I recorded with Elvis at that concert because we were hollering and screaming in the audience like everybody else, you know. But and I had a group from the UK here a couple of months back, and I made that, said it like that, you know. And this guy in the back, he said, "Oh, Howard, I remember hearing you on that album." He said, "You were great."
You didn't get your royalties off of that.
No, I didn't. What a thought. Could
if you wanted to.
Yeah. But that's us, and well, let me show you one other thing. We just got these. I don't know if you've seen these, Mike. The picture of suitable for framing.
I have seen that. That is a nice little.
This will come out of the. It'll come out of the this little package. But a man up in Corinth, Mississippi, painted this, and it's $30.
Yeah.
And
so one of my people bought that last week.
yeah, they did. They sure did. Yeah. And then we've got this right over here. That is this. Have y'all ever heard of Ronnie McDowell? He did in the movies. You've heard of him, haven't you?
Yeah.
He did in, like, remember when Kurt Russell played Elvis?
Elvis the movie, yeah.
Elvis the movie. Ronnie McDowell did the Elvis voice singing in the movie. He's great, and he's such a nice person. You know, he's just a wonderful person. Yeah. And he painted this. This is a print from his painting.
Multi-talented.
And
Singer and painter.
and that's Elvis that just bought his. That's a 10-year-old Elvis that just bought his guitar from Tupelo Hardware, and he's looking in the mirror, seeing his future.
That's cool.
And I've got them also not on the board. I've got them where you could roll it up and.
Oh, you got them loose?
Yeah, I've got them loose now. Yeah. Yeah, we're going to get some tubes to put them in, you know, like poster type.
Yeah.
But I haven't done that yet. That allows allows y'all to do it. But you can take it back. There's ours framed. How you doing?
Good.
There's ours framed right up there on that wall. So it looks wonderful framed.